Hi, everybody. This is Caroline Sotheby, and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Well, you're going to have to sit down for a couple minutes because we got somebody here that can tell us about a new thing starting, plus, 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 and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Caroline.
We got so used to Portofino being there, and that's been the name, but it's no longer considered Portofino. And what is it going to be now?
That is true. The concept is called Latitudes. It's modeled after a place that we took inspiration from in Florida. It's going to be a fun nautical-themed full-service restaurant bar. I'm Ron, by the way. I'm one of the developers over there, the owners. Yeah, Ron, Thomas, along with Josh Cade and Leo Stevenson, the three of us, and our teams got together and decided to revamp the former Portofino site into this new concept, Latitudes. The reason we did was because when Portofino went out of business, we thought, it had went through years of decline, but it holds a fond place in a lot of people's memories and hearts around here. A lot of people got married or had parties or receptions or gatherings there over the 25 years that it was open. And we just thought that it was be exactly the kind of property that we would want to see turned back into, a gem of the community as it should be and could be. And that, more than anything, was the reason we decided to do something there.
So how long did it actually take when you first got the plan and let's go and do it?
7.5 months. We started reconstruction in October. So it was a quick timeline, and we pretty much finished the redevelopment of the building last weekend. We worked through the Memorial Day weekend to get that done. And so now it's time for stuff like training the new restaurant staff. We're all real excited to be there and enthusiastic about it, and fine-tuning the menu offerings, getting all the little odds and ends finished before we have our grand opening.
Are you going to have basically the same type of menu or anything special?
No, it will be drastically different than what Portofino was.
Really?
Yeah, yep. There'll be some nice high-end offerings. There's also going to be a lot of very approachable offerings. So it's meant to be a kind of place you can go for a special occasion, but also the kind of place you can go if you just want to go have lunch with your friends. Yeah.
Okay. And when's the big date?
We are aiming for June 11th as a grand opening to the public date. There are a couple of things that we still have to make sure to hit that date, but it'll be mid-June when we open. And you asked about special offerings. We have we'll have a broad wine selection. There's a really nice wine room as soon as you walk in the new entrance now. One of the best things about the property today is that when you enter, you get to walk out along the water, and it's
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's it's going to look like a completely different place to anybody that goes there.
How about that? So that's why you were going to try to get some pictures and give us an idea of some of the little things about the place. But, I had asked you, how did you get the word latitude? And you said when you were down. What?
Yeah. When so me and Leo and Josh, and Mark and Justin from our teams, we all went to Florida because we knew the kind of feel we wanted, and so we went to a handful of establishments over a couple of days, which was a really fun work assignment to figure out what is it that we like, what kind of features would we like, and there's a place off of Sunset Key, which is near Key West, called Latitudes, that had some of the design features we liked, some of the feel we liked. So it was inspired by that whole trip, but that place specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one object. I had mentioned that I got your postcard, about 2-3 months ago, out on the 4th floor in the City Hall.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you want to tell us more about that?
Yeah. We have an Airbnb and short-term rental apartment here on 4th floor City Hall. It's a real nice place. Actually, and just like for the same reason that Josh and Leo and myself decided we wanted to do Latitudes, I walked through the 4th floor here when it was still medical offices that Henry Ford had built out and then vacated, and I thought, this could be a really special place. This could be something good to build, and I know that the city had wanted residential units there, so I became involved, and we ended up clearing out that space and turning it into apartments. But one of the apartments up there, I just couldn't bear to give up. I'm like, I want to be able to come here sometimes and hang out. It's so awesome. So rather than having just a regular long-term lease, I decided to do an Airbnb. So there's only one of them, and that's what it is, and that's how it came to be. And then as far as the postcard, you asked me about a postcard that you got in the mail.
Oh, here's the picture of the
yeah.
floor.
Here's the apartment right here. So the city changed its ordinance a year or so ago to basically govern short-term rentals or Airbnbs. And one of the things they said was, if you have to mail out a notification to everybody within 500 feet of the place. And I just thought, never waste a good crisis. If I have to send a notification, I might as well turn it into not something boring and dry and bland, but instead something really nice that presents it in a good light, which I didn't know you got, but it sounds like you got.
That's a fancy bathtub.
Yeah, it's a nice place. I like it.
So they can come into town and rent it for a couple days, so to speak. How do they get in touch with you, though?
They can contact our company. So 734-7. I forget the phone number honestly, but
look it up.
Yeah, you can look it up, or it's available on VRBO and Airbnb. And candidly, it might be taken every weekend from now until August. This time of year, it books up pretty quick. So it's hard to get a date on short notice there, but yeah.
Well, that's a good thing to know about because vacations are coming up, like you said, but you already got quite a few people there.
And if somebody wants to book the fall or next year, it's never too early to set that up. But by far and away, the more exciting thing I'm here to talk about is Latitudes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Give it to us.
Yeah. No. When we were on that trip down to Florida, one thing that came about through conversation that we didn't really realize is that myself and Josh and Leo are all originally from Wyandotte. Josh and I still live in Wyandotte, and we all actually grew up in the same neighborhood, like just north of Goddard over there.
Really?
Yeah, 4th and Bondi is where I grew up, and they were real close. And that was part of because at that point we hadn't decided for sure that we were going to proceed with redeveloping Portofino into something else. But because we all are from here and wanted to see it turned into something, that was really the catalyst that made us decide, let's do this. Let's build something good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, that had to be something, though, because that's a big venture. It's expensive. But at the same time, you guys all agreed on it. You wanted to have it done.
Yeah. And you're right. And that's the project's about more than making a profit, and it always was. And it was to build something special, to turn that place into what it can be. We obviously we're business people. We thought we could do it in a way that makes money, but the main focus was really building something good. And and when you walk in now, you'll see it because the back room, we call it the atrium. It was a glass room. It was not built the best and had definitely been weathered. We put a lot of our effort and time and resources into making that real nice. So now it's part of the interior of the building. You can go there year round. There's giant garage doors, so you open up like real nice waters of the view if the weather's good. But I was there even over the winter when we were doing construction. And it's still, nice in there now because we have heating and cooling. But also you see ice floating down the river, and it's a real nice place year round.
Yeah. There were many times when we'd go up into the building overlooking, and you could even see Detroit and that. Yep. And you thought, hey, this is sharp.
Yep. Yeah, you can see the new Gordie Howe Bridge right from the bar there.
Okay, so for somebody that is sitting there, might be interested, you're going to be opening up middle of June. But you're not quite sure on the exact menu yet. You have some ideas.
Oh, we have the menu pretty well nailed down.
You do?
Yeah. There'll be a variety of food. There'll be a lot of seafood options, but many other things too. You can go there and get a nice steak. There's going to be the more typical bar food, burgers, that sort of thing. So yeah, there'll be a variety. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we'll probably end up releasing the menu to the public pretty soon.
It what?
We'll probably post the menu publicly pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting because before we go down, we can look and say, okay, what do we really want? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anything else that you're doing besides these two projects?
Yeah, a couple. We're redeveloping McKinley School, and we'll end up restarting construction over at the former City Hall building real soon as well. So those are two projects that we actively have in the works. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting summer. And I don't know if you've driven around downtown recently, but you know, the city, Joe Gruber, the DDA, and others, you know, did this big infrastructure project. So now, if you go through downtown, almost all of the parking is brand new. They're redoing all the sidewalks from the brick pavers, which were damaged and old, to this nice, like, exposed
Yeah.
aggregate concrete. If you just go around downtown, some of it I'm involved with, much of it I'm not, but it really seems to be shaping up to be, you know, a lot of nice improvements to the city that are all coming to fruition right now.
It takes a lot of effort, and there are a lot of people that get perturbed because I don't have a place to park. But that's the expense of getting something nice.
Yeah.
And
Short-term
get
pain
out.
for long-term gain.
Yeah. So I thank you for coming. You have a couple places that people are going to be interested. You want to toss a menu to us later on, and we'll just show it to them, or
Yeah,
you
we can do
going to
that.
use that as your special privilege?
Now we can do that. Some sneak peeks. Some sneak peeks. So,
Yeah, I thank you.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caroline.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town. Yeah.